I don't want confrontation. English is my second language. I'm just gonna look at you and giggle.
So I don't really understand what you're saying, but
I understand what you're saying, but I don't. Probably my own language, I could go, well, sorry, next, I'll take care of you down the line. But I don't know how to say that when you're walking towards me with a teacup Yorkie.
menacing with your teacup.
So I go, here's the thing. You can't charge us for food if you're going to park in front of my driveway every day. And he goes, like he just kind of laughs. And I go, no, I'm being serious.
So
Now
he didn't know at this point. He still didn't know you were upset. You yelled, "Don't give him a dime."
I don't think Kiki heard that. I think
Oh,
Kiki was like in the weeds over there. It was like it was the rush hour. Kiki's got to get these entrees out and turn these tables over. He heard it?
He heard it?
And but that was before you handed him money or after? So you had already handed him the money. So he should have just handed you money back. And he'd still be sitting there right now giving these worker guys Slim Jims and fucking orange Gatorades.
All right, so he doesn't. So you decide to regulate.
And I go, here's the thing. From now on, every day you park in front of my house, you give me $20. Because I gave you 1 year for free. And you probably made $50,000 parking here, handing out food every day. And he goes, I go, no, man, I'm serious. Every day you give me $20, you park here. Or every day, everyone in my house, no matter who's here, we eat for free. I go, okay. And he goes, all right. Like, kind of all right. Like, I don't really understand you. And as I take 2 steps away, he goes, hey, you know what? Tomorrow, no more Kiki lunch truck. You ain't got to worry about it. I never park here ever again, man. And he gets in his truck, and I've never seen a lunch truck peel out.
It stormed away.
But that fucker, if this place wasn't like Fort Knox, he would have done goddamn donuts in my front yard. He literally was like, up on 2 wheels, like, man, fuck this place.
I'm out.
Now, I'm standing there, but he said it like, you just lost yourself a lunch truck, my man. You know what? You want to push, you push, and you push. No more Kiki's lunch truck. You know what? Now you never have to ask me to get out of your way ever again.
And all of a sudden, Kiki's is all I want as I see the truck driving down the road.
But he's going to be 2 houses down, blocking, and I'm going to be like, man, I remember when I had it good. I remember every day there's just food coming and going and coco helados for desserts.
You blew it. You're going to miss Kiki.
It was that's an amazing skill that I don't know how to segue into any other part of our conversation that we're going to have. But when you really, like, basically I told the guy, get your fucking truck and get out of here. He gets his truck and gets out of here.
I will.
And he goes, you know what? Don't worry. You'll never have to worry about it again. Okay? And I'm like, good. And then as he drives away, I'm like, but Kiki, wait. It's Kikiz. Kiki's, man. And Matty Boy goes, this is what you do. The most democratic way to go about it is you just call Palisades Towing and just say someone's parked in front of my driveway. I can't get out. And they're going to pull up.
Yeah, that's a passive-aggressive way, though.
Well, what's more passive-aggressive than me and like John Cusack with a radio over my head, hoping Kiki comes back as Peter Gabriel plays. In your eyes, la cucaracha in your eyes. So, for all future guests of Fake Mustache Studios, Mohr Stories,
Kikis.
The Crab Feast, The Perfect 10 Podcast, Joe McDonald Uncensored, Talking Shit with Jim and Eddie. Bring your own goddamn food. Because Kiki's out here. And if you want Kiki's, you're going to have to go down to Sugar Ray Leonard's house.
Because Jay blew it.
I blew it for everybody. I thought it was a super reasonable deal. We eat for free. This is your spot.
That wouldn't have cost him $20, by the way. You guys eat for free. It would have cost him $2.
Yes.
$3.
Right.
He's
I agree with
short-sighted.
you. Sold Imodium. You know what?
Help it go down?
Yeah, the liquid Imodium is the new thing now. You get the bottles of Imodium. Do you have any bowel issues?
No.
No.
Should I? Should I drink it anyway?
Maddie said Imodium,
Am I
and I
missing out?
realized I drink a lot of it.
Really?
Yeah, I had to go to acupuncture. I had diarrhea for like 4 years. And my wife finally said, I don't know if you know this, but that's not normal. Most people have a bowel movement or two, and they don't go 7 times a day to pee out of their ass. Something's wrong with you. That's how people wind up finding out they're dying. And I went, oh.
And that was solved with acupuncture.
Pretty much, yeah.
Wow.
And they always tell me at acupuncture, you should stop. You ever been acupuncture? They say
I have,
should
but
stop.
I hate needles.
Well, who cares?
It drives me crazy. I can't
Why?
relax.
Really?
Yeah.
To me,
I'm freaked
because
out
I had
by it.
panic disorder my whole life. Diagnosed, talked about it on the podcast, talk about it on your show, Kevin and Bean. Check it out. Great podcast, the Kevin and Bean Show.
Not as good as Mohr Stories.
Well, you guys get all the crazy, you got 4 guests a day. It is like the Normandy invasion. When you have an everyday show like you guys have, you got to play music, Ralph Garman's got the Showbiz Beat,
Right.
and then like
Tomorrow we have
Claim-
Junior Dos Santos. When does this air? When's your
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Oh,
But
so
it doesn't
2
matter.
weeks ago.
Yeah, like
We
Junior.
had Junior Dos Santos. He's coming in tomorrow.
We had before Abraham I am. Yeah. So like today, who was your guests? It doesn't matter when this airs because
Some guy that wrote a book about zombies.
I'm sure he's had. Oh, that's Bean booked that.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Any books being
A
books.
zombie book, man.
Yes. You know, Halloween time and all.
And who was the girl you had on from like Sci-Fi Channel yesterday?
Oh, she was great.
You made a big to-do about her.
Zita Ganazada.
You know what?
She
That sounds
plays Rachel on.
Rachel,
She's
you've
super-
come back.
She's super hot. She's really intelligent. She's got a great person. She's got everything, dude.
Dude, so hot.
Dude.
I forgot about that.
She came on our show and mocked us. Yeah, look at that photo right there. That's her. She
All
plays
right, well,
Rachel.
Great, dude. We'll put her up on the Tumblr page, and
Yeah,
you
do
guys
that.
can all punch your clowns to who Kevin and Bean think
She's
are
on the
hot.
show Alphas.
Alphas?
Alphas on the Sci-Fi Channel.
I like to think that's a black guy saying Alf. Yo, she's on the show Alpha. Yo, that's my girl. Yeah, Jay Mohr's and her's on that show Alphas.
Tracy Morgan.
Yeah, he got everybody pregnant. So your show, it's every day, it's nonstop, it's 5 days a week.
Yes.
And I don't think you and I were texting back and forth. And you're like, I don't have to be funny, do I? And when I texted back, no. I was being serious because, like when Rich Eisen was in here, like people that don't give a shit about the NFL or the NFL Network, it's still like the journey is like fascinating. You have been doing this for over 20 years?
22 years. This is
22
the first day of 1990.
Wow. January 1st?
Yeah.
1990. Kevin
Second,
and Bean.
whatever the first work day was.
Yeah, Kevin and Bean.
Yeah.
And why hasn't Kevin and Bean syndicated all over? Like, why aren't you guys on at noon on the East Coast?
We did for a while. We started syndicating for a while, and then the economy just tanked, and we realized that radio stations weren't. It takes 2 to 3 years to make any progress in a morning show in radio. Everybody has their habits; they don't change them easily. It takes 2 to 3 years. Nobody's going to give you that kind of time anymore. So we pulled the plug. We said maybe we'll live another day and try it another time, but not worth it.
2 to 3 years, but if you're playing like No Doubt and someone's in their car and they hear a No Doubt song, they just stay. That's their habit, is what's good.
That's what I would.
And it seemed
think.
like you guys tried to syndicate North and South instead of blasting
Well, we did the West
East.
Coast first because it's easiest because of
Right.
time change or whatever. But we had Midwest towns. We were on in New Orleans and a couple different places, but it just didn't seem to be working out, and the economy was the absolute worst time to syndicate. We picked the worst time in history, so then we just pulled the plug.
Now, who books the show? How many bookers do you guys have?
We have one mainly, Dave, King
Dave,
of Mexico.
the King of Mexico.
He's our producer.
Sanchez.
Yes.
He's your whole book. He's the guy that gets you these great guests.
Yes. Yes.
That's a skill. I don't
It
know if
is.
the listener realizes. I thought Dave literally was like an intern.
He used to be. That's
All
how
right.
he started.
So
And
you
he worked
start
his-
as an intern at K-Rock. How long is Dave, the King of Mexico Sanchez, an intern before he's calling up girls from the Sci-Fi Network and like Kate Beckinsale and Chris Hardwick going, "Hey, come on in, be a guest on our show."
A long time. He was probably there for 10 years before.
10 years?
Probably.
I got news for you. There's not a fucking job on earth I will intern for 10 years. If you told me I'd be president of the United
No,
States for 4 terms and then be assassinated and put on money, for fucking 10 years I got to answer phones at the White House,
All right,
that's all right, bro.
That was an exaggeration. 10 years before he became producer, not before he got paid. He was a
Even-
part-time employee forever.
How long was he not paid?
I would guess 4 to 5 years.
That's hustle, man.
Yeah. Yeah. But he does it slowly. He's not a hustler.
He's not a hustler.
He's
So
a
you-
Mexican guy, and every stereotype is true.
How much you want to make a bet Kiki's his father? Guarantee you, bro. Next
Yeah,
time I
he
go
does
to
it all. He does it all. He takes all the phone calls. He books everybody. We tell him to go after people. He's great.
Is there somebody that he booked that you were super surprised he got? Besides everybody?
No, because normally we have a conversation about it. He'll say, "Hey, do you guys want so and so, so and so?" A certain amount of people call him.
But you guys get like Kate Beckinsale's.
Yeah.
Like, so how does Dave, the King of Mexico Sanchez, get Kate Beckinsale's contact number?
Calls the publicity department for whatever movie it is, Warner Brothers or whoever's doing the movie, and goes through them. And usually they want to promote whatever it is.
So we should get Dave to help book this.
Yeah.
You know, and that $20
You
a
can
day.
replace both of these guys.
No, fuck that. These guys will throw. The $20 a day I was going to give Kiki now goes in Dave's
Now
pocket
you
for
can
helping out booking the show.
There you go.
Thank you, Kiki. You just saved me. You saved me a lot of money. Kate Beckinsale lives in the neighborhood.
Just have Dave double book them. Book them on our show and then on your show.
You know, that's actually a very good idea because you guys are done at, what, 9?
We're done at 10
You're done at 10, and then they just come right
on
here.
the West Coast, yeah.
So whose idea, like Weenie Roast is your summertime concert series.
Right.
And then Acoustic Christmas. Then now all of a sudden there's this April Foolishness, which isn't that old, correct?
No, that's 3 years, 4 years?
Which is not that old.
Maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
comparatively.
So all of these things that you guys do, for some reason, are huge successes. And I say it's because of you. People just like you guys. They love going on K-Rock. I mean, you know that Patton Oswalt will go on.
Patton Oswalt's the best.
I'll go on. Everybody that goes on, for some reason, you guys,
Patton Oswalt is the second best after you.
I'm not even putting myself in the conversation.
Okay, he's the best.
I have my interview hat on now. But the thing is, there's other cities like Lewis and Floorwax in Denver are incredible. Paul and Young Ron in Fort Lauderdale, incredible. Opie and Anthony, incredible. But like Opie and Anthony do like a concert series one summer, and it just becomes kind of like it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You got to pay the comics. Like comics are like, well, how much do I get paid? And there's 6 of them, and we're doing the Philadelphia place, and then we're going up to Boston, and somehow you guys.
That's why we don't pay.
I was gonna say somehow you guys have figured out. Just people want to hang out with you. I'm being serious. Bob Morton said to me when we started More Stories, the number one rule of television and any show, it has to be a hang. It has to be a place when it's over, no one's like, I got to get out of here. And that's most radio shows when you're making the rounds. You're like, okay, thanks, time to go. And like Good Morning Phoenix and Good Day fucking Dallas, you're like, oh my God, another cooking segment? When am I on? When am I on?
When Jay comes in, he won't leave.
I don't want no one. I would assume I'm
He's
not the
showing
only
his
one.
wiener to people and all kinds.
That's not true. You said that in my intro at April Foolishness, and that has repercussions when you say things like that. Because then a wife says, "Why do you show your penis to people
Is it
when you're out in the real world?"
is
and
it
I'm like,
false
"No."
or should I not say it?
I showed it about 8 years ago when Psycho Mike was there. That's how long ago it was.
That was the first time.
No, bro.
I'm just giving you a hard time, man.
Yeah, but you have to
I'm
understand it has
just kidding.
repercussions.
Jay doesn't show his wiener.
What is it? How? I don't even know how.
But you don't leave. That is true.
because
You
I love
come
it.
in and we talk and we hang out and we have fun.
But there's also, it's a manipulation. Like if I can just get you to say Irvine
Right.
Improv one more time, that's
Which
40
we're
more
fine to do
tickets.
because we love you.
But I'm not. I'm the only one that hangs out. I
No.
would think that everybody doesn't want to leave.
Well, I don't know. It's hard for me to tell if people want to leave or not, but most people.
Well, why is that hard to tell? If they don't leave, they don't leave.
Well,
It's
no,
very
they-
easy to tell.
well-
Kiki left.
we can't force you out.
Yes, you
That's the
can.
difference. But most guests.
You know what? You can, because in the past you said goodbye, Jay
Well,
Mohr,
that has
and I
happened.
go, I'm sorry.
But then you come back.
And I pull up my pants and I leave.
No,
You know what
but
it is too? It's because
it's a
I
hang.
love Ralph.
Ralph's great.
Like love Ralph, and I know Ralph.
He's a genius.
So I think it's also like on the way out, you pass past Ralph's desk, and there's like hockey talk with Ralph. Dave, the King of Mexico, loves the Clippers inexplicably. He's just a weirdo.
He's just a Laker hater. That's his thing. He hates the
Yo,
Lakers.
you're just haters.
Yeah. No, he does. He hates the Lakers, and so he just went. Whatever other team was not the Lakers, he would be a fan of.
What do you chalk up the success to these concerts? How much did the bands get paid?
The bands don't get paid.
So when you do Acoustic Christmas and when you do the Weenie Roast,
Yes.
I mean, you got John. I saw. It was everybody, but I remember Weezer kind of closed it out. It was a big ass deal. That was like 15, 16 years ago.
Yeah.
It was huge. So you don't pay any of the bands.
No.
How have you guys?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but I'll tell you this. The cool thing from my vantage point is that's all our programming department. They plan these huge concerts. We have almost nothing to do with it. We pick the comedians for April Foolishness. That's our comedy show. But for the concerts, we have almost nothing to do with it. We get to show up. We get to watch these great bands. We introduce a few. We talk to a couple. It's nothing on our part. And I love that.
It's weird because to play a Weezer song, you got to cut Weezer like a $1.50 check
Yes.
at this point.
Yes.
From the first, I guess the time goes by if it's anything like television.
It's
but
less
to
and
have
less.
them perform for an hour free.
I don't know.
I guess because it's not being broadcast.
Yeah, Probably, but still, most stations have to pay, and I don't know how we've gotten around that.
And you guys have broken bands. I mean, you can't take credit, I'm sure, for any fan of any band will go, I listened to them long before. I
Yeah, of
always
course.
knew No Doubt. No, not really. No Doubt and Sublime. Chili Peppers were famous before you guys hopped on, but you guys, you for some reason had a program director that really, to me, captures Southern California. It always kind of feels like summertime when I listen to
Yeah.
K-Rock. In the middle of December, I don't practice at the real. I don't want confrontation. English is my second language. I'm just going to look at you and giggle.
So I don't really understand what you're saying, but
I understand what you're saying, but I don't, in probably my own language, I could go, well, sorry, next, I'll take care of you down the line. But I don't know how to say that when you're walking towards me with a teacup Yorkie.
menacing with your teacup.
So I go, here's the thing. You can't charge us for food if you're going to park in front of my driveway every day. And he goes, like he just kind of laughs. And I go, no, I'm being serious.
So
Now
he
there's
didn't know at this point. He still didn't know you were upset. You yelled.
every day you park in front of my house, you give me $20. Because I gave you 1 year for free. And you probably made $50,000 parking here, handing out food every day. And he goes, I go, no, man, I'm serious. Every day you give me $20, you park here. Or every day, everyone in my house, no matter who's here, we eat for free. I go, okay. And he goes, all right. Like, kind of all right. Like, I don't really understand you. And as I take 2 steps away, he goes, hey, you know what? Tomorrow, no more Kiki lunch truck. You ain't got to worry about it. I never park here ever again, man. And he gets in his truck, and I've never seen a lunch truck peel out.
It stormed away.
But that fucker, if this place wasn't like Fort Knox, he would have done goddamn donuts in my front yard. He literally was like, up on 2 wheels, like, man, fuck this place.
I'm out.
Now, I'm standing there, but he said it like, you just lost yourself a lunch truck, my man. You know what? You want to push? You push and you push. No more Kiki's lunch truck. You know what? Now you never have to ask me to get out of your way ever again.
And all of a sudden, Kiki's is all I want as I see the truck driving down the road.
But he's going to be 2 houses down, blocking. And I'm going to be like, man, I remember when I had it good. I remember every day there's just food coming and going and coco helados for desserts.
You blew it. You're going to miss Kiki.
It was that's an amazing skill that I don't know how to segue into any other part of our conversation that we're going to have. But when you basically I told the guy, get your fucking truck and get out of here. He gets his truck and gets
He
out of
said,
here.
I will.
And he goes, you know what? Don't worry. You'll never have to worry about it again. Okay? And I'm like, good.
Don't give him a dime.
I don't think Kiki heard that. I think Kiki was like in the weeds over there. It was like it was the rush hour. Kiki's got to get these entrees out and turn these tables over. He heard it?
You heard it?
And but that was before you handed him money or after? So you had already handed him the money. So he should have just handed you money back. And he'd still be sitting there right now giving these worker guys Slim Jims and fucking orange Gatorades.
All right, so he doesn't. So you decide to regulate.
And I go, here's the thing. From now on,